delay, had some important HR issues to discuss. Do I have a motion to come out of the executive session?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passed. Jim, would you like to make some comments?
For the record, no action is taken in executive session.
Okay, thank you very much. And we had some plans for updates. I think we'll go, past that today because of the late hour. But Frederick, just briefly, without going through anything, would you like to just give a quick statement on, the revenue that's coming into the town? Just briefly, the highlights. Don't need to read it.
We're having some technology issues here tonight, Joey. There.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm happy to report that we've made some progress with regard to some of our revenue items, specifically the mortgage tax. Based on the report we've received from Dutchess County, we are up to 146%, and we are well on our way to surpassing our budget of $450,000. So as of October, we are at $660,000. We have also surpassed our budget in the rental of real property by $20,000, and the building permits from January to September, we have realized 80% of our budget of $300,000. We have realized $242,000. And I'm happy to report that the CHIPS funding, we were able to get a reimbursement from the New York State Department of Transportation, 80% of what we requested. We received $222,000. So that's what I have.
And I would also like to add that with respect to the $266,000 for AIM funding, that's still all at risk. We don't know. We have no new information on whether or not we'll get a penny of that.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. So any questions? Yeah. Okay, thanks, Frederick, very much. We appreciate it, especially the hard work. Since we're running late, we're going to not have any further reports coming in. I would like to note that we do have currently a Veterans Day program that's scheduled for Wednesday, but the rain prospects look very dreary because of COVID environment. We don't feel that we can hold this indoors, but I'll make a decision with the recommendations of the Recreation Director tomorrow morning as to whether or not we're going to cancel the program, unless the board members have any other input on that.
No, I think it's a prudent decision.
Yeah, normally we bring it in. Obviously, we can't in this case. It's worth noting that the Dutchess County Veterans Convoy is going to be coming to town of Wappinger at approximately 11:30 a.m. On Wednesday, traveling through the village of Wappingers Falls south, through the town of Wappinger, into the town of Fishkill, into the city of Beacon. So folks can honor our veterans by watching that convoy, or elected officials feel free to join in to the convoy. I know the fire department and the ambulance and the police agencies are going to be jumping in for this portion of it. So if we're unable to have our service, perhaps if you would like to honor our veterans around the same time or a little bit earlier in the day, you can do it then. And then, of course, there's many opportunities to honor our veterans here in the
Yeah.
town of Wappinger on other days. when
Right,
it's
and
not
we've been
raining.
talking about some other programs, and in fact, looking ahead, I know that our recreation director and also our deputy supervisor and another valued member of our community have been working on the 5K run walk. That's for April, I think we're looking at. And so we have other programs that we'll be, doing in connection with that if we do have to cancel.
And I just wanted to say, if we are canceling Wednesday, feel free to, if anyone wants to send me any video messages, I can post those
Okay.
throughout the day on our social media. Just a quick clip, what
Okay.
Veterans Day means to you, and I'll
Good.
put that up online.
Okay, and maybe reach out to some of the other speakers, but we'll decide, early tomorrow. Jessica, thank you very much. Okay, what I'd like to do then is move into our resolutions. We do not have, many, although they're all very important. The first resolution is Resolution 2020-162. That's a resolution adopting final benefit assessment roles for special improvement districts and special improvement areas for fiscal year 2021. We've had previous discussions, but Mr. Haran, very briefly, like to make any comments? Briefly.
So, this is a resolution which adopts the benefit assessment roles for the various special improvement districts and improvement areas within the town of Wappinger. Related to this, the statute permits people to file grievances with respect to their benefit assessments that have been established by the town assessor. With relationship to the United Wappinger Water District, the town has received a grievance dated August 21st, 2020, regarding a certain property at 21 Stenger Court. That property is 9 acres, and under the benefit assessment formula of the town of Wappinger, it was assigned 2.4 benefit assessment units. The way the benefit assessment formula is calculated for residents in the United Wappinger Water District, a single-family house which has on 2 acres or less receives a benefit assessment of 1 benefit unit. For each acre above 2 acres, 0.2 benefit assessment units is added. So this property was 9 acres for a total of 2.4 benefit assessments units. The applicant had requested a reduction to 1 benefit assessment unit for just the single-family house. My recommendation would be to deny the the benefit assessment grievance, as the formula is uniform throughout the town for residential properties. There is no provision in the formula to make reductions for steep slopes, wetlands, or other non-buildable areas as suggested in the grievance application. There are a number of properties throughout the town that have are similarly situated, and the applicant's property here is really no different than anything else. So my recommendation would be for the town board to deny this benefit assessment grievance. So if the town board would like to vote on that, I think you would need to do that prior to adopting this resolution.
Okay.
So I would like a motion, somebody to make a motion to deny the grievance based on, as it's submitted. It should be noted for the applicant that the town board has, I've discussed this matter with the town board, and the town board acknowledges that, certain properties in the town may have development problems and may not be developed to their full potential. And the board understands that issue and will be looking at that probably in the near future regarding the establishment of benefit assessment roles. So, but having said that, I would ask for a motion to deny the grievance.
So moved based on the council's recommendation.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion of denial passed.
Okay, and then for the resolution at hand, then 2020-162, which is to adopt the benefit assessment roles as originally proposed by the assessor.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passed. The next item, thank you, Mr. Rand, for
Sure.
the summary. Next item is Resolution 2020-154. This is a resolution adopting local law number 4 of the year 2020, amending Chapter 171 of the Town of Wappinger Code entitled Parks and Recreation by repealing the existing provisions in their entirety and adding new provisions. And the board, I think, has discussed this about 8 or 9 times, and I think we now have, a code, amendment that meets all the concerns that not only were expressed here, but also by some of our residents. So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passed. The next item is Resolution 2020-165, resolution authorizing the submission of the 2021 Community Development Block Grant application. This is, before you, a resolution that we've passed similar ones before. This is for the expansion, fixing up, as you have a map in front of you, actually, it would be Phase 1, which is the first draft that's going ahead and seeking monies to take care of a number of things, including handicap accessible access, ADA compliant bathroom facilities. This is on the first floor of the building, and some other modifications based on the interior program that's been identified. I think it's a very worthy, application to grant. We believe that it hopefully could bring in 150 to 200,000. We have to submit a letter of intent on November 13th, and that's included in this new resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Angela, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passed. The next item is Resolution 2020-168. This is resolution adopting the Town of Wappinger Workplace Violence Prevention Program. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Just
Mr. Hand, would you just like to briefly summarize, since you've been involved in writing this with our
Sure.
HR director?
Yes, and I'd like
I'm
to
sorry,
thank
Bill.
and commend our new HR director, who's done a fantastic job on this and has certainly helped the town out, because this has been, kind of an issue that's been hanging for a number of years. But with respect to the Workplace Violence Prevention Program, we're required by state law to adopt a policy whereby the town investigates areas where the workers could be subject to potential harm from various threats, be it outside or inside, threats of violence from criminals or other aggressive behavior, as well as de-escalating encounters between employees and the public. The town board has worked on this with employee representatives from the various unions, and the HR director has met all of the requirements. Also, it requires an annual training capacity, which has been put into this, and we will adopt this tonight and send it up to New York State Department of Labor and begin training and begin implementing the policy.
And we'll be publishing this on our website and
Yes,
making it
yes,
available
yep.
generally.
The
Okay.
policy.
Councilman
And,
Beal, you were going to say something?
Just a shout out to our HR director and our attorney to the town for putting together this document that is obviously well-researched and very complete. So thank you for taking the time and effort for doing that.
Yeah. Councilwoman Bettina, I know you've done a lot of work in the HR area over your career.
It's very well put together, addresses the many issues that we have, and I think it'll be beneficial to the town and to the employees of the town, as
Thank
we
you.
keep everybody safe.
Good.
And,
Thank you.
and one of the things, just for the board's edification, the policy in the state law requires that this be revisited annually. So, it's an ongoing process, it's not a static document, so, from year to year, we probably satisfied at least this year's obligation, but sometime next year, the board will have, some opportunity to come back and see where any deficiencies may be and, make the town workplace a better environment.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a motion and a second already. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passes. The next item is Resolution 2020-169. This is a resolution adopting an annual budget for fiscal year 2021. We do have some amendments based on some compensation and other considerations. Mr. Bill, I know in the past you've done this, so you want to make some of the amendments? Sure. We have a couple others that will be made by other councilmen.
Sure. Just going to start on the revenue side. Obviously, we want to be in a position here to adopt a final budget this evening. The final budget deadline is until, I believe, November 20th, but I
Correct.
believe this evening we are going to be in a position where we can adopt a final budget that will satisfy our needs here in the town in these uncertain fiscal times.
And I'll make a couple closing comments.
Sure.
If we do get through this.
Of course. So on the revenue side, in the A fund, 2610.000A, we're going to decrease by 20,000 to 232,000. That is our court fines and assessments. We need to decrease that because of the unprecedented impact we've seen from COVID and the court not being able to operate at 100%. So we don't want to overestimate those revenues. We're decreasing that by 20,000. I'll move that as a motion.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passed.
Also on the revenue side, in the B fund, 1560.000B, that's 1560.000B. We're going to increase the safety inspection revenue line to $40,000. That's a motion.
Okay, I have a
Second.
motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes.
Into the A fund, under the 1010.102A line, which currently is listed as student worker, and which most likely will have a different title in 2021 after subsequent conversations. I'd like to increase that line by $2,500 to $12,500. That's a motion.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Under 1010.200A, which is town board equipment, after further discussions relative to perhaps some technology to allow the town board members to view what is on the displays from the dais, we'd like to increase that line by 1,000 to a total of 2,000. That's 1010.200A. I'll move
Second.
that.
Okay, there's motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passes.
7020.100A, that's 7020.100A is the position of recreation chair, was previously at $16,000. It was decreased to zero. Would like to refund that position at $16,000. I'll move it.
I'll second that.
Okay, a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Line 7140.105A, that's 7140.105A, basketball upon the request of the recreation director. This was an inadvertent, typo. I'd like to increase that from $0 to $500 for basketball. I'll move that.
Okay, is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passed.
I'm just going to finish mine, and then I'm going to yield to the councilman from the 4th Ward for a couple other ones that are in the recreation section there. But let me just get a couple more here. 1430.100A, 1430.100A, HR Director. By consolidating the $3,000 that's currently listed as 1430.101A, removing that line so that there's no 101A anymore, the total line will be 1430.100A in the amount of $40,900. That's the HR director. That's our 50% of the salary that we're obligated to with the town of East Fishkill. I'll move
I'll
that.
second that.
Okay, a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, the motion passed.
Under the town assessor, line 1355.100A, 1355.100A, assessor increase $520 to $47,520. I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed.
Under code enforcement, 3620.106B, that'll be a new line. Actually, the line exists, but it's going to be a new appropriation, 3620.106B. It will be retitled to code enforcement official, $41,313. I'll move it.
I'll
Second.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed.
I'm going to yield to the councilman in the fourth ward, and then I'll come back.
Thank you, Bill. So I have two adjustments here that I'd like to make. So it's, first one is line 7145 dot 400A. That's for soccer. We want to increase it from 3K to 4K. And the second line item is 7145.403A, which is Little League. We want to increase that from 6K to 8K, so it's flat year to year. So
I'll
those are the
second
two.
those.
So can I get a motion on the first one, 7145.400A? I made the motion. Can I get a second on the soccer?
Second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor? Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed.
And on the second one, 403A, which is Little League, increasing from 6K to 8K. Can I get I make a
Move.
motion to accept?
Okay. A motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed.
And I'll yield back to Councilman Beal.
All right. As a result of the impact on COVID on the Justice Court, we need to make an adjustment to the personnel lines under 1110.1. 1110.1, that is the personnel lines within the Justice Court. We need to decrease personnel lines by 20,000. I'll move.
Second it.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed.
And I'll yield back.
Okay, any other, motions, amendments, changes to be made?
No, I'd like to
Okay.
make a quick statement. if you
Okay,
don't
well,
mind.
let's
Go ahead.
have a motion to pass the budget as amended, then I'll make a statement, and anybody else
I'll make a
can add.
motion to accept the budget with
I'll
all the
second.
changes.
Okay, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed. I'd like to, thank the board, and also thank all of the department managers and everyone else who's been involved in this budget planning process. It's been truly a team effort, and under difficult times, the COVID environment, everybody's worked, very hard to ensure that we do not see a tax increase as far as the tax levy goes, and that we are actually well below the levy cap, this year that was established. And as a result, and correct me if I'm wrong, any of the councilmen and women, based on my numbers, the town homestead, tax rate, is unchanged at $1.86 per 1,000 of assessed value, and the, the B, line, which is effectively the village rate, is unchanged at 77 cents per 1,000 of assessed value. So, we really worked, very hard, and I certainly appreciate Councilwoman Bettina coming here and working hard, with us under very difficult, trying circumstances. Again, our, prayers and everything else we can do, reach out to you, and we thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. But
Thank you,
again, everyone that's put time and effort into this, and many people that, are involved, such as the highway superintendent, is not able to be here, our town clerk, all of our, elected officials here, tonight, and our consultants have been also very instrumental in doing this. So I think I really appreciate, and the town appreciates all your outstanding efforts. So thank you. Any of our councilmen like to make a comment? Mr. Cassell?
Yes, thank you very much. So first of all, I want to thank the board for working together and coming up with this budget. I think it's a very sound and prudent budget. I've worked with budgets probably most of my life, and working with this team here has been excellent. I agree with Dick, though. We've managed to keep the B fund assessment at the 77 cents, which is a phenomenal achievement here, as well as keeping the A fund at 1.86. Again, another phenomenal, and staying below the tax cap of 1.56%. So it's a great team effort here, and again, I appreciate all the efforts from all of our councilmen and our supervisors for working so closely together to achieve this, I think, phenomenal budget. Thank you.
So I just want to thank Councilwoman Bettina for reaching out to me earlier today. Obviously going through a very traumatic time in her life, taking the time to reach out to be briefed on where we stand with the budget. Very respectable thing to do. Obviously, your personal life and the impact on your family is paramount, but I think it's fair to say that you took the time to make sure you were fully briefed on where we're going to be tonight, and even more importantly, you took the time to be here and be part of the process. So I thank you for that. During these uncertain fiscal times, there's a lot of anxiety out there, right? Individuals going through levels of stress that they perhaps have not dealt with before because of COVID and the uncertainties with their employment, mortgages. So I think that what we have done here this evening and over the past couple weeks as we've met is we have created a level of calm for those that look at their tax bills and often don't understand or know what to even to see. We have kept our tax rates at the same as they were previously, and we have done this in a way that has involved tough decisions in order to not raise taxes on the residents. We felt it was important as we're in the middle of a pandemic. We don't know where we're going to be in 3 or 6 months with unemployment. We don't know where we're going to be nationally in the next 3 to 6 months, if there's going to be additional lockdowns. So rather than creating more anxiety, I think it's safe to say that we have done our best to keep everything completely flat and stable from a tax rate perspective. So it wasn't just about staying under the tax cap this year. That's important. It was more important for us to keep everything stable so that folks can have the ability to understand that the town is providing the same level of service, but it's not going to be more expensive, okay? I thought that was important, and this board came together on a number of decisions that we had to make relative to personnel and relative to other types of union negotiations so that we could get to this point. And I feel confident as we conclude this evening that residents can understand that we did our due diligence.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to echo the councilman's sayings, both of them. I thank the supervisor and the comptroller for their hard work. And after all this, to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to the town, to the board, for their support and generosity and sympathy during this very difficult time. This is a great board. We look after the people of this town, and we put their interests at paramount, and we work hard. So I echo my colleagues' words, happy Thanksgiving, be safe, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Angela.
I have 2 resolutions left. One is, you recall at the very beginning, I mentioned that we need to consider the resolution proposed by our Camel and Mike Tremper. That's with respect to approving cost for 2 generators for Kent Road and Sherwood. It's for pump stations. These are 2 generators. One is at the cost of $65,000. The other it's $70,000 for $135K. And I believe, Mr. Horan, it's correct, it would come out of United Wappinger Sewer District Fund, or where
Yeah.
do those monies come out?
Yeah, they would, if it's sewer pump station.
Sewer pump
Yeah, they would
stations.
come out of the
Sewer.
sewer district. The only thing is, how are they being purchased?
That, under our procurement policy, we have to
Well,
look at it, or how do we do
that
it?
exceeds the competitive bidding threshold, so unless we have
Okay.
state bid or something, we'd have
So
to
then
go
we
out
need to go
bid.
back, for, I don't have the answer since Mr. Tremper's not here.
Okay.
So we can,
So I think if you want to adopt a resolution to authorize a purchase based on either state bid, piggyback,
USGA.
or
Or U-
federal,
Yeah.
GSA.
GSA.
That would be appropriate.
Okay.
You could do it based on that, because there are, not to exceed amount.
right.
So, okay, so I'll move it right now then.
I'll
So
second.
I'll move that we authorize, who's making the purchase, Camel or we are?
No, Cameron's gonna make it.
Camel.
For the town's, so I'll authorize
No,
the
wait,
purchase.
who, I don't think CAM's gonna be able to utilize GSA.
No, so let
We
me,
would be doing
so I'll make a motion that we authorize the purchase of 2 generators as per the specifications that were discussed previously by our water and sewer operator, to be
Right.
consistent with either GSA, state bid, or other bid process.
Non-competitive bid process.
Non-competitive bid process, consistent with our procurement policy.
Yes.
Not to exceed the amount of what?
$135,000.
$135,000 out of the sewer
United-
district.
United Wappinger.
United
Sewer
Wappinger
District.
Sewer
United
District.
Wappinger Sewer District fund balance.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed. Jim, would you then write it up so Mr. Paoloni can have it? Our last resolution is Resolution 2020-170. That's a resolution approving the correspondence law.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed. Any other special consideration, new business? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any nays or abstentions? Seeing none, motion passed. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, residents, for your patience and understanding.